So our boy Anand Giridharadas dropped some knowledge bombs on MSNBC. He lays down some truth about what's going on with the populist movement on the left, with the Bernie Sanders movement, and he tells Joy Reid, who has been a very frequent critic of Bernie Sanders and his surrogates. I really don't care for Joy Reid that much. She has not been an honest broker in the media most of the time. And Anand points out to her how the media and the elite are looking at this all wrong. And they're kind of missing the point here. And I'm going to play this 2-minute clip. It is a little bit longer than a clip we would normally watch, but it's really good. Anand takes his time getting to his point. You'll notice he kind of frames things. Anand's a really interesting guy, kind of an interesting character. I think he goes out of his way to frame things in a very gentle, roundabout way so that the establishment is more receptive to what he has to say. He puts things in a much more intellectual light, but that makes his point no less powerful and no less convincing. And he basically calls out the motherfucking aristocracy in this video. It's amazing. So I'm going to play it, and then we'll chat very briefly about it at the end.
Last night was a historic win that I think a lot of us are still struggling to understand. It's not historic only because Bernie Sanders is now decisively proving that he can win in milk-white America and in the emerging superpower of color that we are becoming. Something is happening in America right now that actually does not fit our mental models. It certainly doesn't fit the mental models of a lot of people on TV. It doesn't fit the mental models of a lot of people in the parties. It doesn't fit our cultural mental models. You have someone talking about, in a way we have not heard, genuine, deeper democracy, popular movements, human equality in a meaningful way, and a politics of love in the tradition of Dr. King, and winning elections in America, the United States of America.
Go off, King.
I just have to say, I've been encouraged watching you on air talk about your own rethinking of things, which I think we all have to do.
Little subtle dig
in this work.
Right there.
I think this is a wake-up moment for the American power establishment. From Michael Bloomberg to those of us in the media, to the Democratic Party, to donors, to CEOs, many in this establishment are behaving, in my view, as they face the prospect of a Bernie Sanders nomination, like out-of-touch aristocrats in a dying aristocracy. Just sort of, how do we stop this? How do we block this? And there is no curiosity. Why is this happening? What is going on in the lives of my fellow citizens in this country? They may be voting for something that I find it so hard to understand. What is happening? What is happening? This is a moment for curiosity in America. I think about this network, which I love, which you love, and I think we have to look within also. Why is a lobbyist for Uber and Mark Zuckerberg on the air many nights explaining a political revolution to us? Why is Chris Matthews on this air talking about the victory of Bernie Sanders, who had kin murdered in the Holocaust, and analogizing it to the Nazi conquest of France? The people who are stuck in an old way of thinking, in 20th century frameworks, in gulag thinking, are missing what is going on. It is time for all of us to step up, rethink, and understand the dawn of what may be, frankly, a new era in American life.
So there you have it. And Anand covered a lot of ground there. Many, many good points. I think the highlights are, one, loved the quote about the aristocracy, basically saying everyone's behaving like aristocrats in a failing aristocracy. They're terrified that the system is falling down. And he says what they should be doing instead of panicking is asking questions and saying, why is this happening? What's going on? What am I missing here? How are there so many people behind this movement? And that seems so illogical to me as an aristocrat or an elite, but what am I missing here? There must be something to it. But that's not the reaction that the pundits are having. And it is so funny because it's like, it would be a lot easier for everyone to just tune in, feel out what's going on here, and, get with the picture, get with the times. But unfortunately, change does not come that easily. And I think it's people like Anand who, are truth tellers about this moment in time, who are helping to push us in that direction as a society together, to be more open-minded, to be more curious, to be more receptive to the message of, the people versus the message of wealth and inequality. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. It's a brand new channel. I really need your support. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.